Welcome back, everybody. Today, also we learn different topics, but let me just remind you what we have covered last week or the week before last week. And the strings we have covered and we have learned very well. And by now, you should be very familiar with strings and string methods. It's very, very important to know about string and string methods. Most of the time, we deal with text. So it's good to know about strings. List, of course, a list is one of the most important data structure when it comes to programming. We tend to change everything to list because it's so easy to manipulate, and there are quite a lot of list methods, and we have covered almost all the list methods last week, and by now you should be at least very familiar with the lists, Python lists, and then conditionals, conditions. Yeah, life is full of conditions, and every programmer, I mean, every person do decisions based on some conditions, right? In real life, the difference between just an ordinary person and the programmer is actually programmers can change every life activities into codes. Yeah, so you make decisions. For instance, you come to this course at 5:30. That's a decision when the time arrives and you show up here. So that's a conditional, and we'll learn the different conditionals of Python, and it's very important, yeah, when it comes to programming loops. Yeah, there are quite lots of repetitive tasks we need to solve or perform, and actually loops allow us to solve repetitive tasks. For instance, if you are about to send 100 messages to different people with the same content, and then you don't have to do it 100 times. Instead, you can use a Python loops. If I ask you to print, for instance, from 0 to 1,000. It may take you maybe 5 minutes or maybe half an hour, but using Python, you may just print that in a couple of seconds or less. Yep. Then I think today we will learn about this data this sets, tuples, and dictionary data types, and also we learn functions and then also modules. But it depends, we will see the time we will have. So let's start by this. I want to start from sets. If you go here, you can see the sets method. Maybe I may show you, if you remember in your mathematics set, I can show you. Maybe I think before we start, it's better if I just revise some of the lessons we have covered last week, and that would be good for you. So now I may just write this one, revision dot py, and const no guys, I'm still thinking in JavaScript. So countries, countries, we have this Finland, and I go for Sweden again, and then Denmark and Norway and Iceland. How many countries do you have in your list?
5.
Okay, great. We have 5. As you can see, 5 countries. We can say then print the names of the countries. And now I think I have to remove this, and I can open the terminal like this, or I think if I just also drag it up, it may be opened. Let's give it some time. Yes, then I have to go to CD and the week 4, and then Python, and then revision, right? As you can see, 5. Of course, I can also just click over here and I may see the result 5. Yeah. Now you have learned how to access the countries, one of the countries using indexing. For instance, this is at the 0 indexing, 0, and I'm expecting Finland, right? Oh yeah, Finland, great. Maybe if I want to access the second Sweden, 0, 1. So it's that because indexing starts from 0 in computer, in programming, the counting starts from 0. And now I'm expecting from here now. But if we start from the other side, for instance, from the right side, the indexing could be -1. So -1, -2, -3. We can use negative indexing or 0 indexing. Let's, for instance, try to use -1 and let's extract out Iceland, okay? And if I'm interested to print out, for instance, countries, and if I do -2, I'm expecting my Norway. Yeah, this is what we learned. So this is actually, and we learn also different methods like append, extend, pop, remove, delete to delete one item, insert, etc. So I think I would recommend you to revise if it's needed, if you forget. Then now let's move on to actually loop. How do we loop? Through a list. For instance, if you have numbers, nums, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These numbers are awesome, right? And if I am interested to create some of the square of these numbers, 1, 4, 9, and 16, and 25. As you can see, so if I ask you, hey, I have the original list, this one, and I want you to create something like this, then I think one way actually you can use for loop. For I in nums print the I. So this for loop gives you one of the item each time, and let's run it. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then if we manage to get one each item, actually we can multiply them. Oh yeah, great. Then we can say new nums, and we can create an empty list, and then instead of printing them out, we can actually append this value. And then if you see, you don't see anything because we didn't print them out yet. Print new nums. As you can see now, 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, because this was our plan. That's, yeah, so we managed to do that. And maybe if I ask you also, hey guys, this is Finland, Sweden, Denmark, Norway, and Iceland, I may ask you to create, but before I move on, this maybe last time I showed you range. The range built-in function, if you just pass some argument, for instance 10, you may get some value. You can check it by doing print. Print should be your best friend because it just teaches you what's happening at every line. So from line number 17, I printed range with 10 argument, and the range is actually between 0 and 10. And you can change this to a list using the list built-in function. And then if you run this, you should get 0 to 9. If you want to include 9, so it should be up to 11 because it is not inclusive. And then let's try again. Oh yeah, Now we have, but if you don't want to start from 0, you can change the starting 1. Yeah, so now let's see. Now it's from 1 to 10. And if you want also the increment instead of sequential, you can change the increment. Do you want it to be 1? It's by default 1, but let's make the increment by 2. As you can see, 1, and when you increment by 2, 3. 3 plus 2, 5. 5 plus 2, 7. 7 plus 2, 9. Yeah, so most of the time, whenever we want to create number in a range, well, that means now I can iterate through print I. So this means actually I'm trying to print out from 0 to 100. Okay, yeah, so all of a sudden just I managed to print from 0 to 100. Actually the whole numbers or the natural numbers from 0 to 100. If I am interested only even numbers, I can change increment. I can change the increment by 2, and then I may get only even numbers, as you can see, 0, 2. So how about if I ask you, find the sum of all evens from 0 to 100? Yeah, actually you can say evens. You can start from 0 to all evens, and then actually what you should do, evens equal to evens plus I every time. Then we don't have to print that. We can print the evens, the total evens. And then if you see, now we managed to print all the evens from 0 to 100. How to change this to all odds? Find the sum of all odds from 0 to 100. Actually, we can start from 1, and then this actually give us odd numbers, but it's better to change this instead of evens, odds, because we have a plan to odds. And then if you run again this, as you can see, these are all the sum of all evens, and these are the sum of all odds. But how about if we are interested to just sum up all numbers from all numbers instead of all numbers from zeros, then we can say just all nums, and then I think I can change this to all nums and 0, and I don't have to do an interval because we have a plan to print everything together. Yes, this is all nums. All evens plus all odds should give all the nums. Let's do 0 by 0, 0, 5, 5 and 5, 10, 0, 2, 4, 5. Yes, so it's good. The sum of these two should give this. Yeah, now let's loop through the countries. Don't you love the countries? We can do for country in countries, print country again. No, not countries, country, a single country. Why is okay? Okay, I didn't see. So if you do this, you may see that, yeah, Finland, Sweden, Denmark, and maybe we can even change country and then to uppercase. Yeah, let's see. Yes, and even we can print out country to uppercase, and we can slice the first 3. That means the country code, right? What happened? Oh yeah, I forgot to close this, the method. After I change to uppercase, I should slice them out. As you can see now, Finn, Sweden, Nor, and ICE whatsoever. And maybe if you are interested to check the length of the country characters, and you can just do, yeah, but maybe if I'm interested to create some kind of list of lists, I can put this in a list, new countries list, as in as you can see, then I can just put this there or append instead. New, put it something like this. Then print new countries. Let's do this. Yeah, as you can see, I create a list of lists. This is Finland in lowercase, Finland in uppercase. The country code of Finland, and then the total character of Finland, the country Finland is 7. The same goes for Sweden, Denmark, Norway, and Iceland, right? And someone asked me how to make this something. I think I should go to the someone asked me to solve one of the loop questions. I think it's here. At the meantime, I can solve that for you. I think it seems this one, is that right? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, right, look, that makes a 7. It says 7 calls. So we have to go from, we have to run 7 times. So for I in range 7, that means from 0 to 6, it's 7. And you can check how much it's actually. So not I, but first let's run this and see what is going to be. So as you can see, 0 to 6, that means 7 in total. So you may start actually, for instance, hashes, and I may start with an empty hash, right? No hash at the very beginning. And I can say actually hashes. There is no an English word hashes, but we are developers, right? We can create words that is good for us. And then actually we can append this every now and then. And I think that's what you need. And if I do print hashes, I should get what you see over there. Okay, yeah, but the problem is actually we should print it inside. So that is not something like that. So we have to print every now and then. So that's, as you can see, you have this and this and this and this. Or you came up with also the other method someone suggested, and for I in range, because let me show you something. Print, if you have this, for instance, if you have x times 4 in Python, actually this duplicate. So I will have x 4 times. Have you seen? Yeah, so if you change also this to hash, you will have 4 hashes. So another way of actually the same thing, for I in range up to 7, then you print, yeah, in this case, actually instead you should go from 1 to 8. And then print hash times I. This could also do the same thing. Yeah, good enough. So if you want to see the value of I every time, actually the value of I is going from 1 to 7. So you can see at the same time 1 to 0. Great. So 1 times 1 hash, 2 hashes, 3 hashes, and 7 hashes. Great. Now let's do conditionals. We've been looping through these countries. Yeah, guys, you love countries. So let's come back to the country again. For country in countries. And print one of the country, you know. Here in the North Europe, there are only few countries with land, right? You know, those lands are Finland and Iceland, but the other countries do not have any land. I don't know where they live, but there's no land anyway. So let's filter out countries with land. So we will say countries with land, and we can do some kind of a variable. Then if land in country, then print the country. If not, don't do any printing. So that's what we are doing here, as you can see. Then let's run. As you can see, Finland and Iceland, instead of just flashing them out, then let's store them in a list. Yeah, I can just do this. Then countries with land dot append this. Then print countries with land. Oh yeah, great. So I think in short, this is the revision of last week. Now let's move on to a new topic, and it's going to be sets. Okay, mathematics sets. I have to take you to mathematics. Mathematics. What? Because I have to go image. Why is it taking so forever? Why is that mathematics? No, that's not a set. No, that's not very good. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Okay. In mathematics, there's the so-called set. And in mathematics, a set is a collection of elements. This is very good definition. Okay, just a collection of elements. The element that make up a set can be any kind of mathematical objects, numbers, symbols, points in space, lines, other geometrical shapes, variables, or even other sets. So it doesn't matter, but it's a collection of elements or objects. That's what we're going to. Now it's a collection of numbers. It's a collection of colors. It's a collection of natural numbers, the collection of whole numbers, the collection of integers. Yep. So this is what a set is, because now we have to first know the foundation of what a set is. And in set, we call this empty set, subsets. Empty set means a set without having any element. And subsets, so for instance, this is a subset of this one. I'll show you. 1, 3 is a subset of this because we find 1 and 3 here. This is a member in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, these are actually equal sets. Equal sets are subset, can be a subset each other. Yeah. Yeah, empty set, even as you can see, empty set is the subset of any set, and two equal sets are also subset to each other. Empty set is a subset of every set, and every set is a subset of itself. Yeah, that's great. And then a common definition, this the big circle, we call it universal set. So inside the universal set, we have this one set A and set B. The union is together, the union, we call it the mixture, or what do you call it? What's the word? Yeah, the union. both values together, we call it union. And do they have this intersection A and B? Actually, this part is an intersection, but that's not a very good example. This is a very good example. We have to say it A and B. This together is union, and this part is actually the intersection. And this part, we call it A without B. And this part, only this part, we call it B without A. Yeah, this is intersection, A without B, and then B without A, and actually the symmetric difference. That means without the intersection, this is the intersection, but excluding the intersection. So I think now we established understanding of what a set is. Is it familiar to you? Type 1 for me, guys, before we make use of this on Python. Just type 1 for me if this is familiar to you and if you are in a good shape now. Of course, would type 1 for me. Okay, great. So let's write now sets.py, because we are going to write set. Set is a collection of items. Unordered, set is a collection of unordered items. Yeah. So in set, there's no order. Let's talk about the Python way now. Let me take you back to your elementary or high school mathematics lesson. Yeah, because we're talking about sets, even though we are using it in Python, but it's mathematics anyway. The mathematics definition of a set can be applied also in Python. Great. Such a collection of unordered and unindexed distinct elements. So when we talk about a set, for instance, set A, actually, this is how we create with a curly bracket. We may say 3, 5, 7, and 9. There is no order, okay? But what it matters is just the items. There is no indexing order in set. In Python, set is used to store unique items, and we don't duplicate items. For instance, we don't say 2 times. It should be unique, okay? That's one of the criteria, and it's possible to find the union. Now, what's the union means, guys? I can just take you all the way down again. Union means this, all the right together, and the intersection, yeah, the intersection, and we can also find the complement, or we call this A without the B part and B without the A part, and now without the intersection part. Okay, only this and this, but we don't need the intersection. We can calculate this, and then we call this actually symmetric difference, A without B union B without A. Yeah, and we can make use of Python's power like that. So now I have this, and let's be big to B, and what is B? The set B going to be maybe 2, and then 3, and 4, and 2, 3, 5, and 9, and I want to make C 5. How about if I make this 3 and 5, 3 and 5. Okay, great. Now, first, let's talk about union. So A union B, what's the result? Guys, tell me. Because we're not writing Python code yet, okay? We're just now doing the mathematics part, okay? Then we make use of Python. Tell me now A union B. 2, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Is it okay?
Yes.
Yes. Now you tell me A intersection. I make use of like this. Now tell me A intersection B.
3, 5, 9.
3,
5,
5, and 9.
9.
3,
Yes.
5, 9. Great. Now you tell me A without B. A without B.
2, 7. I'm not sure.
I think A without B is 7, just 7. Yeah? Yeah, that means A without B means
Yes.
something we have, yeah. So now let's go to B without A. B without A. This will be cancelled out.
2.
Moved. And yes, 2. And now the symmetric difference of A and B, that means A without B union B without A. So you have it, just make union here. So it's going to be
7, 2.
yeah, 2, 7 or
2,
7.
7. Yes.
Yes. Great. Now is A a subset of B? Is A a subset of B? No, because A doesn't have 2. Yeah?
Mm.
Is B a subset of A?
No.
No. But how about is C a subset of A? Yes.
Yes.
Is C a subset of B?
True.
True. And is empty set, I don't have the symbol of empty set here. Is empty set a subset of A? Yes, empty set is a subset of every set. And also, how about if A subset of A? Yes, and a set is a subset of itself. So I think these are the things we want to learn. Now let's this comment out with a multiple like this. I can put it inside because this is not a Python code, but now, yeah, but we can make this actually a code, a real code. So now let's see what's our variable. A is our variable, B is also our variable. So we can say, I can say this is set dot union. Okay, I think I forgot that the union items. So oh yeah, so yeah, the union. So we have to attach it in a state. So we declare a set either like this, or we can also just empty set. This also a set, but this doesn't have anything. Now, if I am interested to find A dot union B, actually now we are getting A union B. Let's see. Print A union B. So do you remember our Union is actually 23579. 23579. Yeah, great. It's working, right? Print A intersection B. Let's see, and the intersection we are expecting actually 359. What? Yeah, 359. That's true. Okay. Now let's try. Now let's try complement. Print A difference B. The difference between A and B is actually 7. Yeah, it's 7. And then print the other way, B difference of A, that's 2. Yeah, now let's do symmetric difference and print A symmetric difference of B, sorry. So for symmetric difference, we found actually 2, 7. 2, 7, yeah. Yeah, these are some of the common, but you can go subset, for instance, is subset. Print A is a subset of itself A, because in mathematical, if something is something a subset of itself, it's so what kind of Boolean are you expecting from this? Oh, you tell me, guys. True. Yes. How about because anything is a subset of itself, any set. How about with B? We said that, yeah, this is not a subset of this, or this is not a subset of this. So now I'm expecting again false. How about if I say print C is subset of is subset. Oh, I think I didn't have the C yet. I have to write the C, copy, and then C. C is subset of A, that's true. And then again, if you try, C is a subset of B, and it should be again true. So you can see true, true. Yeah. This joint set is actually empty set. So you can check, for instance, print C dot is this joint set with, no, I think I can say B. Is a disjoint set with B. That means when we try to evaluate the intersection, if the intersection is empty set, we call that disjoint set, but it has some intersection. So this is going to be false. Yeah. Now there are quite a lot of methods, and you don't have to know that just in one go. And you may need it for different purposes, but just I'm introducing you set. So this is an empty set. Sorry for that. I think there's a syntax problem. This is not an empty set. This is a dictionary. So an empty set is actually this. So I should correct this. Then items. This is how we create items in a set, as you can see. How many items do we have? Actually, we have 4 items. And a set of bananas, I mean a set of fruits, banana, orange, mango, and lemon. So set of fruits here. And then how do we check the length? We do the same as list, len, and the set. Accessing items in a set, now it's somehow different. We use loops to access items. We will see this loop in other sections like list. So now, for instance, I can say, what's 4 element in a set, for instance, I can just print the element, right? One after another. And you can see them. Yeah, 9, 3, 5, 7. And we can, and also we can use the check, for instance, print if, for instance, is 9 in A. Yes, actually, this should also be true. Yeah, we can check. That's how we can check if something exists or not. And we can use also the loop. Oh, okay. Another way, adding, for instance, let's just take this, an example. We have here fruits and banana, orange, mango, and we can add fruits dot add, and we don't have lime, right? So I will add, and then after adding, let's check print fruits. And if I print a banana, orange, lime has been added. But even though we added at the end, you don't see it at the end, it's in the middle, lime. So that's why we call sets do not have order, okay? It just have kind of random order, so you can't predict the order, but the items should be unique, right? Yes. Update allows you to add more items at once. For instance, you can say fruits and then update. And actually I can add, for instance, do we have apple? We don't have apple. And do we have avocado? No, we don't have. Maybe we can also add guava. And yes, now I managed to add actually 4 items at once. And as you can see, fruits.update, and you pass the argument as a list. Then print fruits, and let's see what we have now. Now our set actually do have quite a lot of fruits like apple, banana, lemon, mango, lime, avocado, guava, orange. But as you can see, it doesn't have any kind of order. Yeah, doesn't have. The apple go at the very beginning and the avocado go somewhere, so no order. Removing items from a set, we can use the remove method and using the name. For instance, if I want to remove banana, I can say fruits.remove and the name banana. Yeah, so I can just remove one of the item. And if you check now, print fruits, I did the operation at this level. In the banana, I mean, in the fruit, I don't have to see banana there. Huh? What? Banana, because there is no banana. I should have written it properly. Yeah, now the banana has been removed, and this set of fruits do not have a banana. Clearing item in a set, how to clear? Yeah, we just use the clear method, and it just make it empty. So fruits dot clear, and if you check it here now, I should say empty list. Sorry, empty set. Terminology matters. Yeah, as you can see, now I see empty set. But since I want to do more operations for the time being, let's just comment out this for the time being. Okay, then deleting a set, delete. So you can delete the whole thing now. Actually, you are about to destroy the set, and that's delete, and then fruits, and then you will not get any the so-called fruit anymore. Even this may cause an error because I don't have a fruit. Yeah, its fruits is not defined because I have deleted it here. Yeah, so it has been deleted. So we should be aware of such a kind of operation. And after, if you delete and if you try to look for what you have deleted already, then it just give you such a kind of error, and you should name fruits not defined. Yeah. Sometimes don't be scared of the errors, try to read them, and it helps you to figure out what's happening. Yeah, great. Then converting list to set. Yeah, for instance, you may have, yeah, let me tell you the use cases. Yeah, if I ask you to look for a language, what are the most spoken language? What are the 10 spoken languages in the world? Of course, I know I have been doing this exercise many times. Actually, the English language is spoken in 45 countries. No, sorry, in 95 countries. And I think next comes Spanish, or I forgot it. So maybe I have to go to some of my GitHubs. You since you will do this project at some point, and I have to check again. Let me see. Yeah, the English language is 91 times, French 45, Arabic, as you can see, 25, Spanish 24 times. That means Spanish in 24 countries, and Arabic in 25 countries, French. And this application is actually so smart. And if you just write, for instance, Finnish, one country satisfied, and the Swedish, there are two states that use the English language, the Swedish language, and the Swahili, and there are actually 5 countries that speaks Swahili, as you can see. And so the point is how to, it's not that, but how do we calculate this? How can we come? So this has been calculated from the countries API. I think it's already here, the countries API, if I stay there. No? Okay, it doesn't matter, but I can get it from here. I can, if you don't have it, I can share with you. As you can see, in this JSON file, Afghanistan, and there's a language, for instance, language, and they speak this Pashto, Uzbek, and Turkmen. And then again, if you go to Åland Island, you may see the language they speak there. Actually, they speak Swedish. And then again, Albania, they speak the language there, actually Albanian. And then, yeah, you go all the way, and you have to extract the language, and you have to look for, you have to sum the language. Now here English. So now let's imagine now we have a list, and now we are in UK. What's the language in UK? Tell me, guys. English. Okay, now we are in Sweden. Again, the language is Swedish. And let's go to Finland. The language is Finnish. Maybe if there is also Swedish, then let's just make it Swedish. And then again, let's go to French, France, and French. And let's go to, again, somewhere French-speaking country, again, French. And let's go to maybe Nigeria. There might be English. As you can see now, to count the 10 most spoken languages in the world, you have to, one place, and then 2 places, 1, 2, and then 1 places, and 2 places. Okay, but how many languages do you see here? How many languages do you see? I can call it. Oh, you should tell me, guys, how many languages do you see? Count and tell me.
4.
4. So we count 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, but how many total items do you see?
7.
7. So now we should use this set or language set. Yeah, set, and you can just pass the language and it will remove the duplicate. Now let's see print language set. It's so powerful that it removes the duplicates for you. Have you seen in the set? Only 4. So this is one of the use cases. You can convert the list you have to set and all the duplicates will be removed. There's also an example, banana and banana a couple of times, but now we have converted the list to set and we have only 1 banana. Joining sets, yeah, joining means union, and we have seen that. And for instance, these items, set of items and set of another items together, and you just get union. And the union of fruits and vegetables, you call it fruits and vegetables, nice. And you can just union. And by the way, I have this, for instance, I think it's good. Do you see? The first one is a set of fruits and set of vegetables. Then you may say fruit and vegetable, veggies. And you can say fruits, dot, union, then vegetables. Now you join this together, and if you see print, you have the fruits and vegetables, and you are more healthier than ever before. Yeah, you are not just a fruit ninja or a vegetable ninja, but you have both. Yes, great. Let's move on. Update these methods, and we have used the update already, and the intersections we have used, as you can see, is subset, is super subset, and that's okay. Checking the difference, we have seen the difference already before, and symmetric difference, we have seen that, and joining is disjoint set, and we have seen also that is disjoint set, we have seen that. So I may recommend you to go through sets and be, yeah, it's very important. The exercises are very important. It solidify the skill, and you can change the information and the knowledge to working knowledge. And it goes usually very simple too, a bit complicated, but this seems it's very basic and even so simple. It seems exactly the same as the example. So let's have a 15 minutes break. And when you return, actually, we will learn tuples. Yeah, so let me make the tuple much bigger and have the break, and the break lasts for 15 minutes. See you soon.